We cut up all this chicken on the last episode. Now what are we going to do with it? How about some nice Mediterranean braised chicken with saffron couscous? Next on Urban Kitchen Revolution. Hi, and welcome back to Urban Kitchen Revolution. I'm Chef James Hudson. Today, we're going to take some of that chicken that we cut up in the last episode, where we showed you two separate ways to break down chickens, and we're going to apply it to a nice, complete home, or rather, whole one-dish meal for your friends and family. So what we're going to do today is we're just going to make a real simple braised chicken dish with some Israeli Cous Cous that we're going to add some saffron to. Basically just a Mediterranean style braised chicken with Israeli Cous Cous. It's all going to be in one pan, and going to provide some new cooking techniques along the way. It should have to be a really good time, so let's kind of get right at it. So what we have here, of course, is 4 thighs, 2 drumsticks that have been Frenched like we showed you in the last episode. And we're going to just quickly season some flour right here with some salt and pepper and some herbs de Provence, and give that a little mix, and we're just going to dredge the chicken in it. So there's our salt, a little bit of black pepper, maybe like 10-15 cracks, because this is going to be our main seasoning for the chicken itself. Some nice herbs de Provence, always good to have around in your house. We use this stuff all the time here in the kitchen at the house. I'm just going to give that a quick little mix. You can use a spoon. I'm just going to use my fingers. Just mix it all in together real quick. And we're just going to take our chicken pieces and just give them a little roll. In it. Dust off any extra. Do it with these as well. Make sure you get it completely on, but not caked on. Like you can see right there, just really nice and light. Give it a little smack, a little spanking, if you will. Get off that extra. And times. I'll throw this last one in here real fast. And that's really all we're doing. All we're doing here is we're just putting a little coating on this so it'll help to brown the chicken while we have it in the cast iron skillet, and it just provides a little bit of extra flavor and crunch and kind of pre-seasons everything real fast for you. So there we go. We just set that to the side. That was just like, you could have used as little, gotten away with as little as maybe like half a cup or 125 grams. Been more than enough. Or you can save that for later in a little pouch, just label it. You know, I would only use that for chicken. Obviously, we're doing chicken with this because of cross-contamination. But from here, we're just going to go straight to the stove top and get started on this meal. So let's get right at it. What do you say? All right, so we're back. So we've got our cast iron skillet here. We've got it on medium high heat. We've had it nice and preheated. I've got a fair amount of oil in here. We're going to take some of that out. We also have some chicken stock that we made earlier today, or you might, if you're lucky, have some just hanging out in your freezer, labeled and dated. So what we're going to do is, while not completely overcrowding the pan, we're just going to take our chicken skin side down. As you can see, I'm putting the backside toward me first and moving it forward. That way it doesn't splash up on you in case you lose grip. And we're going to go ahead and get all 4 of these in. I'm going to let these brown up real nice on both sides. And then do the same thing to the drumsticks. So this is going to take maybe about 4.5, 5 minutes on each side. And the key here is to not really molest it, just sort of let it hang out, maybe move it around every once in a while, because maybe like me, your stovetop doesn't heat all that evenly, so you want to get it browned and evenly on all sides. Kind of put mine in the middle here. I think we got plenty of room on the sides here, so I'm going to go ahead and put the drumsticks, the 2 drumsticks in as well. And as you can see, I've gone with this amount of chicken because that's about all that's going to really fit inside this pan. I'm going to leave this, you know, if you have a bigger pan, of course, you can put more in. I'm going to leave that plate to the side here real quick because we need something to let this chicken rest in while we do our couscous. And I've also turned the stock on to a medium heat to keep it nice and warm so that when we start using that, it's ready to go and we're not, you know, waiting on that to warm or heat up. See what we're doing? As you can see, like we're not even close yet. Watch for spatters. That one got me a little bit. Take another quick look, still not even close. See, you start to get a little tiny bit of browning on that one. We want to go a good bit further though. Now braising is a mixed heat type of cooking. So we're going to be applying dry heat like we're doing right now in this searing process. And then we're going to apply wet heat to it, and that's what the stock is for. So basically the moist heat, it'll continue to cook in the oven under moist heat while the couscous is also cooking and all kind of cook and marry together at the same time. It differs from stewing in that in stewing your liquid is fully covering your meat, whereas in braising it's only maybe like a half or a quarter submerged in the moisture. Okay, so that's what we're looking for pretty much right there. Skin's nice and crispy on the outside. Actually, I'm going to let this go for give me 30 more seconds. Just get a little more on it. Let's check these. Still just working themselves. There we go. That's it right there. Nice and golden brown. Don't worry about if they're not all cooking at the same rate, because we're going to put them to the side for a little bit anyway, so that's not really a big deal. This is going to cook the chicken about halfway through, and we're going to finish it off, like I said, in the oven. We have the oven preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius. And once we get everything together, we're going to put it in there for about 20, maybe 25 minutes. Checking it for moisture levels about every 10 minutes or so. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's check this one. Oh yeah, it's a little bit longer. That one's getting close. That one still needs more time. You want to brown both sides of this too, okay? So like, it'd be really easy to take it off just at this point, but you really want to get that flour, one, fully cooked, and you're also looking for a nice crispy all the way around, so there's no sense in rushing this. We have plenty of time. There we go. There's 2 skins that are ready. And you can see that one not so much. Oh, and this one's ready to go. Move these thighs into the center, give them a chance. And you can see with the thighs that we Frenched here, it's already starting to move up the bone, so we're going to have a nice little handle to hold on to with these. It's just a really nice, pretty presentation, I think, anyway. That one's almost ready to go. Nice thirst. There we go. It's got some decent browning on that bottom now finally. Maybe another minute or so on that. There we go. There's one ready to go. You can see, nice and brown on both sides. That one's ready. There's three. I'll give this one a little bit more time on the breast. It still wasn't quite as brown sweet, so we'll give it a little bit more time. It's almost there. There we go. Looks like our chicken is ready to basically go. So we're going to go ahead and get these out of here. A little bit more browning. Alright. Dispose of some of this oil here. Like I said, we needed quite a bit for that. We need much, much less. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of about half this oil so that we only have maybe about an ounce or 35 grams left in the bottom of the pan. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add our cherry tomatoes. I've got a nice medley of cherry tomatoes. Wash. I like to give them a quick little prick with the knife. If you don't get every single one of them, it's not the end of the world. Of course, you could have done this beforehand, but I like getting my hand close to the fire. And this will allow some of the steam to escape and to help to break these down a little bit. We want these tomatoes fully cooked and also some of the juices to incorporate themselves into the finished dish. So that's that. This will also help to deglaze the pan a little bit, get some of those bits off from the bottom and incorporate it into the dish also. I'm going to set this to the side real fast, the chicken. I'm going to go ahead and season right now with a little bit of salt, maybe 2 pinches. 5 or 6 cracks of black bell pepper, or melange if you have it. So you see I put my, I keep my pepper mill kind of coarse. I like to kind of see my pepper when I'm doing it. Give that a quick stir around. Now, at this point we're going to add the saffron, because to really get the blooming of saffron out, you want to add a little bit of oil to it first. You want to cook it out a little bit. This saffron's a little old, so I'm going to have to use a little bit more than I would normally. 1 pinch would be more than enough in a normal. I'm going to just go about 1.5 pinches. Of course, everyone knows saffron is the most expensive spice out there in the world today. It is the actual stamens of crocus flowers. They have to be hand-picked individually with a little pair of tweezers, basically. So good on whoever has to do that. So now I've added my Israeli Cous Cous. I prefer Israeli Cous Cous. I like the texture of it when it's all done. We're just going to toast this up a little bit in the pan. Get some brown bits on it is all. And you can start to see some of these tomatoes are even starting to crack a little bit, which is great, exactly what we're looking for, so no harm there. Israeli Cous Cous is, like I said, my preferred brand, type of couscous. There's also Moroccan or French couscous, which is like the size of sand. I like this, like I said, because it has some texture and flavor to it that you don't get with the sandy type. But you could absolutely do this dish with the regular couscous if you can't find this anywhere. So let's toast it just a little bit. We've got everything kind of spread out. I'm going to add maybe a cup or 250 milliliters or 250 grams of chicken stock here. And that is a nice bubble up real good. I'm going to turn the heat up to high to keep this nice and a nice rolling boil. We're just going to let that go for just a second here. Now we're just going to get our tomatoes kind of all spaced out, because we're not going to really do any stirring from here on out. We're just going to put it in the oven and let it work its own magic in there. So, got all that ready to go. And now I'm going to place the chicken in. Like so. As you can see now, this is the braising, this is the liquid application part of the braising process. And there we go. We'll have the spinach last second when this comes out, but until then, we're going to let this go in the, like I said, about a 200-degree Celsius oven or 400 Fahrenheit oven for about 20 minutes. We're going to come back in about 10 though and see how we're doing. Might have to add more liquid, might have to pull it out, give it a quick stir, keep them from the bottom from sticking. We're going to play it by ear. So here we go, into the oven. And I will see you guys back in about 10 minutes. All right, it's been about 10 minutes. Let's pull her out and see what we got. Oh yeah. So then a little bit of liquid still left in the pan. Good. Grab a spoon real fast. Get a taste test of the couscous here. Just about done, just like I thought. So we're going to add a little bit more liquid, maybe another 125 grams or 4 ounces or so. Give that a quick little stir. Make sure we got it all Give this about 5 more minutes back in the oven. And we should be ready to rock and roll. All right, it's been that extra 5 minutes that we talked about. Let's go ahead and finish this dish up. Oh, it's really nice. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take these chickens out of the couscous real quick. I'm gonna put them back in a minute, but we're going to wilt our spinach right here in this pan. Let's turn this stovetop back on. And here I've got about 2 ounces or 1 really big handful of cleaned and spun spinach and dried. We're just going to throw that in and let that wilt all by itself. That way no one can say we didn't get our veggies in today. As you can see, what we've got coming together here is a nice full meal. This could easily serve 3 or 4 people. It really only took, I mean, if you count the chicken stock, 2 pots to make, 1 plate, not a whole bunch of mess to be made, and we're just about there. Look at that, wilting up real nice. Let's give it just a couple more. Everything, nothing's stuck. The texture's perfect. Look at that. That looks outstanding. I'm gonna go ahead and put these back because since we have a nice cast iron pan, we can actually use this with a trivet as our serving vessel for the table. And there we go. Mediterranean braised chicken with saffron. Done dish. Looks really nice. Let's go over to the other side and talk about it for a minute. All right, so here we are, completed dish. Let's go ahead and plate some of this up real fast. I'm just going to give ourselves 2 pieces here in this nice little rectangular plate. You can see it, maybe 2 or 3 nice healthy spoonfuls of couscous with the vegetable, with the nice tomatoes, those braised tomatoes and wilted spinach. Throw a nice little piece right there on top. Maybe a drumstick just for good measure. And there we go. Finished dish. Super easy. Took us what? I mean, start to finish, maybe 25 minutes for the entire dish. Real quick, easy to pull up. Virtually nothing to make. And that's it. That's braised chicken with saffron couscous. Again, I'd like to thank you for coming on this journey with me. As always, you can find me on the web at urbankitchenrevolution.com, where you'll find this recipe and many others, along with episode guides, as well as product endorsements and so forth. You can also find me on Facebook at Urban Kitchen Revolution, as well as Twitter at James Hudson UKR. So again, I'd like to thank you for coming on this journey with me. I hope this gives you a little bit of inspiration for some meals coming forward, and I'd like to thank you for coming on this journey with me. So until next time, have a great day, and I'll see you. Bye.